morning, boys and girls. I am so glad to be back with you this morning for Children's Story. And once again, church from my couch. I have a story for you that takes place in Chicago, big city. And this was 100 years ago in the 1920s. Before we get there, though, I want to read you a verse that I found. Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord himself goes before you. Okay? And will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So that was really cool to me. When I read that, the Lord goes before you. It's like you're on this journey, but he's going ahead of you to see what's next and what he can protect you from and give you encouragement for. So now let's go back to Chicago. Yeah, 1920s. There was a man named Andrew, and he and his wife Lillian were driving home late one night. And they had their little baby next to them in the car. This is an old Model T car, like one of the first cars there were. They were driving home. It was dark. It was really foggy. And if you've ever been in a car late at night with that thick fog, it can be kind of scary. You could hardly see in front of you. You have to go really slow. So they're going along, having a hard time seeing, when all of a sudden, this man jumps out in front of the car, just out of nowhere. And he's swinging this lantern back and forth, this bright light right there in front of their car, waving at them to stop. Andrew slams on the brakes. And he and Lillian look at each other and they're kind of stunned, like, what is going on? And all of a sudden, whoosh, a train roars by right in front of them. That man saved their lives. If he had not come at that exact time, they would have been hit by the train. So, of course, Andrew and Lillian are stunned. They are so grateful, and they want to thank this man for saving their life. But when they turn to thank him, what do you think? He had vanished. He was not there. And they truly believed that God sent an angel that night to protect them. Now, I lived in Chicago for 3 years, and I can tell you there are trains everywhere. And as I think about how easily this disaster could have happened, I'm really grateful God saved their life. Because not only is it great that their lives were saved, but Andrew and Lillian were my great-grandparents. And the little baby in the car next to them was my grandfather, Joseph Poliak. I am so grateful God saved their lives that night. When I look at how their lives were saved, and because my grandfather got to grow up, have his own family, and then because of that, I get to be here, my brothers, my cousins, this whole family that came from these three people in that car that night because their lives were saved. I'm so grateful that God looked ahead and sent his angels to protect them that night. I want to read you a verse in Psalms, Psalm 91, 11 and 12. For he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Or in this case, not strike your car against a train. I hope that gives you some encouragement. And you can think about that even when times are tough or times are scary, God knows what's coming, and he and his angels are there to protect us. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sabbath, and I hope to see you very soon.